There is a pain, there is sensitivity to noise, to light. Sometimes I'll have nausea. Sometimes I'll have vertigo. I have to stay laying down. I can't move. I want to do things. I want to go out, but if I do, the pain intensifies. I feel like a caged lion. I'm shut away and prisoner. It's broken. It's me in volleyball in 2006.
Oh. What's the picture taken?
I met Fernando at the university. He started coaching the volleyball team. I liked him right away because he's very smiley, very optimistic. We got married. We bought a house. We got a cat. I started off my professional life as a translator, but unfortunately, that's where migraine started having an impact. I was hospitalized. It became unbearable. My life shifted because it was a survival to keep my job.
I have been collaborating on migraine research for over 20 years. I grew up with my mom having migraine attacks. I remember my mom going into a dark room. My sister has chronic migraine, so I know firsthand of how it can steal moments. So it's constantly present, and I constantly feel the opportunity to have impact in patients' lives and people's lives, people that I care about. Migraine is a common neurological disease that impacts over 1 billion people around the world. Migraine affects over 20% of women. So if you're in a room with 4 women, chances are one of them has migraine and is living with it and living with those symptoms. There is this element of stigma associated with migraine. It's kind of pushed aside as just a headache.
Social life it disappeared. With friends, they go on with their day normally, but you're always fighting, and they don't realize that as it's like every minute is a fight. They don't understand why I wouldn't go out on a Friday night, but I don't know what my name is on a Friday night.
It feels sad to see how she's missing out in life. And she enjoys doing many things, she enjoys company, and so looking at her suffering, it's really tough.
Even between migraines, I won't be hurt, I won't have a headache, but I'll be very tired. The migraine always follows me around, like a bag you're dragging. The most impactful trigger is noises like babies crying, a car braking, that's awful.
There's a lack of awareness and a lack of diagnosis around migraine. There isn't a biomarker or a clinical test or a medical test that you can give a patient and say, yep, you have migraine. Migraine is different from person to person and from attack to attack. So understanding the disease as a totality is quite complex because we don't understand what actually causes migraine from a biology or pathophysiology standpoint. If you don't understand why it's happening and then why it progresses, it makes it very difficult to study. That's why AbbVie is dedicated to the research of migraine science, to educating around the awareness of migraine, the diagnosis of migraine.
It took about 3 years, to have a diagnosis, but for most patients it takes too long. So I'm one of the lucky ones, I guess. First, we tried crisis treatment, and then we realized I needed a preventive treatment. And we've tried a few. There are some times when I cry because I'm so frustrated, and you do feel lonely. You kind of wish people could see you because they need to realize, that it can get to that.
AbbVie is committed to working with the community to bring awareness to HCPs and to patients that migraine is more than just a headache. At AbbVie, we are harnessing new innovations, new research, new discoveries in order to drive that future of migraine research.
It's hard to live with this. So I started looking for a patient association to find support. Sometimes you don't even have to explain something, they get it right away. They like speak your language. It's indescribable. It's like, wow, they get me. You know, even more, unfortunately, than your family or your friends because they're living it.
I do leave my kids every week. I get on a plane to do this job. I talk to my kids about why I do what I do. I do it because I'm passionate about it. And I can see it. I can see it in my friends. I can see it in my family.
Last February, I lost my father, and it made me think a lot and reflect a lot about how I was leading my life because I started thinking about the moments I lost with him. I spent too much time isolated in my house. I realized that I was just surviving, and surviving within four walls is not life. So I decided to try to steal more, times of life that I can enjoy. So this is what I'll be trying to do, not miss out on so much life.
If I could be just one part of that ultimately gives people back more of their life, then I feel good about what I'm doing every day.